Hello, Tony. Mookie Wilson here, 1986 Mets. How you doing? Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man. That Knockem Day Comedy Radio, man. I miss you. I wish I was still up there, man. But I'll wait till it warm up a little bit, and hopefully this year things will be a little bit better, man. But when we're talking about comedy, hey, the early years of Mets was a lot to laugh about. You had to make a lot of comedy off those guys. Hey, hope to see you guys during the summer, and hopefully you'll get back on the show, man, at some point in time during the course of the year, all right? All right? Yeah, fine. Contact me, man. All right.
Hey there, people. It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Voice, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony and Sallie on the Knock 'em Dead radio show. They're going to keep knocking 'em dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie. Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Voice, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony and Sallie on the Knock 'em Dead radio show. They're going to keep knocking 'em dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie. Hey, how do you say that?
Hi, everybody. It is Thursday. It is August
11th.
Wow.
Wow.
And look at that. You can't even say it without a big smiling face, like a kid at Christmas.
My sister Lori's here.
Where?
Right here.
Oh, I am sandwiched between two O'Neills. It's a scary place to be. Welcome, everybody, to the Knockem Dead Comedy Podcast on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. We're hanging out with Lori today, who drove through a lot of shit to get here this morning.
4 hours of rainstorms from North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina.
Oh, my goodness, 4 hours. And then it took you how long total?
I left at 2:15 and got here, 12:35?
Oh, that's 10 hours
I don't
from...
rock and math.
Yeah, both of you do that. And then to spell a word, she actually sits there and goes like this.
I have to see it in the air. Lori's a good speller. I'm not a good speller. Yeah, I think I'm a bad speller because Lori enabled me and spelled everything for me.
Should we have a spelling contest? Should I look up
No, I'll
spelling?
totally lose.
All
Pull the
the
mic a
more reason to
little
do it.
bit. You could like pull the bass towards you.
Me?
Yep. There.
So 10 hours actually isn't... Right? 10 hours isn't really bad from North Carolina, is it?
It really isn't, actually. I mean, it seemed like it took forever, but thinking about it, normally it would be about 9.
Oh, really? That's
and
it?
a half,
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know it was that.
I
that
thought it
quick.
was 12,
We-
so
Yeah.
didn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
Oh, was it 12 to Dad's from my house?
No, I never drove from there.
Yeah.
I only drove from my house, so...
Anyway, welcome everyone.
Good morning, John. John is watching. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in this morning. Please hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the YouTube channel and share and copy the link to our show on all your social media places. You don't have the graphics up.
Ah.
Killing me. Perfect.
Da-da-da.
Thank you.
There we go.
There's your graphic right above Sallie's head. Constant reminder to like and share the show here on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, where this Saturday we will be handing out free passes. So, should we show them one of the passes?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's see.
We have new custom passes to the club. And
Ooh, you could probably reach better than I do.
And it says Jones Beach on it.
Yep. So one of these tickets for 4 people, you can get into Governor's for a free show, which is great. It's a great.
Each pass is 4 people. We'll be giving them out Saturday at Jones Beach. So make sure you get over there and hang out with us. It's a night of Beatles music. You can't go wrong. Beatles music and Sallie.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Hello, Beansy. Good morning to my friends and enemies. We're hoping Kent Pichelle joins us
Yeah, I
this
told
morning.
Ken. I was like, Ken.
Oh, you reached
Well,
out to
yeah,
him?
because Lori and Ken are friends online.
And
we
they-
live in North Carolina. He lives in North Carolina.
Right,
Yeah.
you guys know a lot of the same people. And do you go to the same church? Is that right?
No. Mm-mm.
Oh,
we go
right,
to the
never
same type of church, but different.
But I thought it was the actual same church. But isn't there some kind of like you guys have a lot of mutual friends or something?
Mm-hmm.
So you guys must live really close.
Well, I don't really know where he lives.
Oh, sorry.
I'm not a stalker or anything, but
But how is the trip up? Oh yeah, because gas prices are a little bit better, aren't they? They're like, where are what were gas prices? What was the worst where you were in Raleigh? Was it awful?
Raleigh.
Because we were over $5, right?
We were at $5. Now we're below $4.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really go anywhere. So
It hasn't really affected you.
I haven't really seen the prices, but I think it was like maybe 463 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then now when I was driving, I think it was like 379 or
That's not bad.
so.
Yeah, Lori's up from North Carolina to see me because as you guys all know, our sister Cindy passed away. So this is the first time Lori could break away and come visit. So so she'll be here for a whole week. So we're really excited about it. But it's like weird because we're planning like all this like death stuff. like Lori sends me like a picture of her to-do list of things she has to do on her calendar, and it's like what does it say? It says go.
Said, don't forget Grandpa.
So Lori because Lori's got her dad in a jar. So we're doing like a really small memorial for Cindy, and then we're also going to go. Our mom is
Not that
buried
you weren't
in.
important, Cindy.
Yeah. but we're
small memorial.
it's a very small. Well, she didn't want anything.
Driving in the car, toss it. There goes it.
Thanks. Oh, someone forgot to put their hand up. All right, we'll have to do it again. We have to go around the roundabout.
In the car behind you, somebody's got
With the windshield wiper.
So we have Dad in a jar. We're gonna go to Calverton.
Ashes that smell like weed.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be funny if, like, when we open up Cindy's jar and it actually smells like weed?
It would not surprise.
It wouldn't
me at all.
surprise me at all, if we open it up and we're like.
I would be surprised
Also,
if
there's
it
like
didn't.
little buds of marijuana. She would love that. She would
Yeah.
actually love being buried with a bunch of weed.
So it's a real rockin' week. Burying Cindy's
Yeah.
ashes, your father's ashes. I'm sure we have dog ashes somewhere too. Like, we have Cindy's husband's ashes.
Yeah, we have to bury Frank too.
Wow.
Yeah.
We have to figure that all out because Frank's daughter called me and wants like whatever ashes we feel like giving her. Which I'm like, you could. I mean, I guess Frank.
That's like that joke. Frank's daughter's called and she wants her dad's ashes back.
Yeah, like the punchline. So I don't even know how to do that. We're gonna have to like shuffle ashes together and put them in different places, and that's gonna be a pretty gross afternoon.
So it's a little bit of your dad being buried with your mom, but now you're both keeping a little bit of him too?
I already have
We
a
already
thing of
have.
him.
Oh, all right. So it's just okay. Then it's a little bit of Cindy, or all of Cindy going in the backyard, or is a little bit of her going with your parents?
I don't know.
Okay,
What
tell me.
what do you think? Should we like bring some of Cindy to be buried with Mom and Dad? I don't even know. Like, these are things I probably should have asked her, and she didn't even think about it. Like, all she said was she's never had any interest in wakes or funerals. She thought it was ridiculous. She's like, if you love someone, say goodbye when they're alive, and that was just her thing. You know, like, we all have things that we won't do. like I hate square dancing. So it's like, so it's like one of those things. But
I bet you would love it now, though.
I don't know.
I think you would.
When's the last time you square danced? 1972.
The last time I went, before I got married and on Jones Beach.
That's right. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
The band shell is where they used to do that stuff
The
a lot.
square
And
dancing.
that's where we'll be on Saturday.
Because I told Lori we were going to go to.
And they used to have church services there too. Do you remember that?
I don't remember.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember the square dancing.
Mm-hmm.
You
yeah,
like
it. Was
it.
popular for that.
I don't know.
You've gotten all the hatred out after all this time.
You know
and
what it
now-
was? It was freaking Michael Stenick. I was in fourth grade, and
Sorry, Michael.
he was a very, very nice boy, but he picked me to be the square dancing partner. So we were square dancing partners for like all of like that session, and Miss Way was a gym teacher, and we had to go through all that. And then one day, Michael Stenick got a nosebleed.
Oh, no.
And, like, you know me, like, I'm not like, ew, gross. I'm like, how can I make him feel comfortable about this? And so I didn't want to, like, hurt his feelings. And he's
So
like,
it was
oh.
actively bleeding while you were dancing?
And he wasn't, like, stopping. He just kept going like this and holding my hand. And I was like, because I don't want to hurt his feelings. And I don't
we
want
all
to draw
just get
attention, because I was like, "What?" I didn't want, like, if this. I was thought to myself, like, "What if this happened to me?" I wouldn't want everyone to know. So I was like trying to pretend that I didn't notice that, like, it was like
You're covered in blood.
it was like Carrie. Like, it was just
Oh,
like,
my
You
gosh.
didn't want to hurt his feelings.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
So
you're
Sally
catching-
started doing the switch your partner.
free for all.
No, wait a minute. No, you're saying she would like it now. Does that mean I have to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would
no,
love it.
no. Sally, I think you'd hate it. Yeah,
You
I
would
agree.
love it.
Square dancing.
Did
was
you ever
fun.
do it in PE?
Yeah, in elementary school. Yeah, I don't know about any of you guys,
so
but we all had to do
so
it.
you're 6, 7, 8,
Yeah.
9, 10 years old.
Yes.
You don't even want to touch somebody's hand,
especially with blood?
especially with blood or boogers or whatever they have. And so,
Yeah.
who likes that? I mean, if you went to a dance in elementary school, all the kids just stand around, right?
Right.
So you don't like it. But now it's fun.
Is there, if there's nudity involved? it would
No.
be-
No.
It's not naked square dancing?
No.
They're straw hats sometimes, but
Well, need a place to put the hat.
cool overalls if you have them.
Yeah.
Squared it.
Yeah, so, and as you know, you probably all know, Lori grew up in Hicksville with me and Tony. So, so you had like all the same teachers and stuff.
Class of 77, is that right?
Yes.
Because that's a nice little segue to one thing that I have today.
Oh, yeah?
Yesterday was the anniversary. 45 years ago yesterday was the day that they arrested David Berkowitz.
Oh, were you a senior during that?
Yes, I was. And then the last, I guess, myth. You know, the
When
whole
was Son of
craze.
Sam?
That's
That
David
was him.
Berkowitz. That's
Son
what,
of-
that's
Son
what we're
of
talking
Sam.
about.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So they were saying, oh, he's going to go to a prom and shoot people up in prom. And we were getting ready to go to a prom and
Oh, wow.
you know, that kind of thing. And so that was kind of the big thing. But
There was, and oh, you know what? My mother's not watching today. I was about to ask her to chime in and help me out, but because I'm younger than you guys, but there was a rumor.
He has to say that at every show.
I do make a point that out. A lot younger than. No, I'm kidding. There was a rumor that he was in Hicksville. Do you remember that?
No.
I think I asked you that once, right?
No, I don't
You,
remember.
you don't remember that either? Mm-mm. I'll have to ask my mother because, again, I was 77, so I was only 7. But I remember vaguely something about, like, it was news. It was actual news. Like, he's in the Hicksville, Westbury area. But my mother's not watching today, so
Well,
Why
and he
isn't she
would-
watching today?
he would
she has a doctor's appointment.
Oh.
he would come up to, you know, couples sitting in the car just talking
Right.
and stuff like that. So
It was all random.
So
right.
you're driving and you're dropping your friend off and you're like, get out of the car.
That is so weird because you were driving at that time.
Yeah, he terrorized the New York area for more than a year, killing 6 people and wounding 7 others with a revolver.
What towns?
It was
Mostly in the city.
Yeah, it was in the
So
city.
it wasn't on Long Island. We were just all making a big deal about it.
What
Was
it?
any
Like
of it on
was
Long Island?
Queens? Was it? I think it was Queens, Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Queens,
yeah, I think it was that whole tri-state area thing, but that was the thing. It was all random.
No
so,
rhyme or
so you
reason.
couldn't figure out where he would be next based on past incidents.
Just depended on his neighbor's dog because his neighbor's dog was telling him who to kill.
Really?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, a serial killer who took commands from a dog. It was one of the biggest police manhunts in history. Over 300 police officers and detectives were involved.
I take commands from my dogs all the time.
Yeah,
Oh,
really?
you want to
I
get up? Okay. Oh, you want to go out? All right. You want to eat? Okay. you want me to throw the ball? Sure.
He was caught in Brooklyn. August 10th, 1977. He admitted to being the son of Sam. He explained he was on his way. Oh, when they caught him, he was actually out trying to commit another murder.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Bronx, Long Island, Hutchinson River Parkway.
And I think they caught him because there was some kind of a parking ticket. He got a parking ticket or something.
A woman saw a man with what she thought was a gun minutes before one of his murders. So when she contacted the police, this was the first time they were able to get some kind of visual, so because they made a sketch based on what this woman told them. Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. Yeah, 2 police officers have been writing parking tickets on that street, so they went through the tickets, found his car.
Nice.
Saw that he lived in Yonkers, so they were wondering what he was doing in Brooklyn at 2:30 in the morning. So they staked out his apartment building.
Wow.
So when
That's great detective
when the
work.
cops went to him, the first thing he said was, "I guess this is the end of the trail." So I guess that's a pretty good clue that was him.
So like 14 people, huh? Like 7 dead, 7.
And John, you're a retired cop, right? If I'm not mistaken, or were you? I don't know. Were you a cop back then? Were you in the city back then? I don't know. I just know. I believe you were a cop. That's all I know. So he was given 25 years to life, the maximum penalty allowed at the time. He has since been denied parole. Soon after that, New York State legislature passed the Son of Sam law, the first legal restriction of its kind in the U.S. that prevents a criminal from profiting off their crimes with book deals, movie rights, etc.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Yeah. I guess he was trying to write a book or make a movie or something. Watch the movie Summer of Sam, says Beansy.
I think we did.
We
Who's
did?
the guy in it? Who's the detective in it?
Oh, John Leguizamo?
Yeah.
Is that Summer of Sam? Because that movie kind of blew.
I thought it was okay. I thought it was interesting. I mean, it's hard to like make a real life story all, you know.
Did that affect your senior year of high school at all? Like did you guys want to take
Well,
a
it
trip
was
to
the
the city?
talk of the town.
Yeah.
Well, we went. The senior trip was in Washington D.C. So
Yeah, but
we
like
were-
after a prom or something, did you guys go into the city or or
No.
did you want to go into the city? No, your parents wouldn't let you.
I don't know. Did you go in the city when you were a kid? I didn't.
no. After the prom, we went. What did we do? Oh, the next day we went. We we had to. We actually had to. We went back to Nancy Harmon's house, who now is Nancy Stevens. Went and slept on her floor because my prom date, Greg Blake, had to go to driver's ed that morning.
What the?
So we all waited. We all slept on the floor until he finished, came back, and then we went to Six Flags in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day we went water skiing. So that was our weekend.
That's fun.
I was just reading your shirt.
Oh, yeah. I just pick on which top. I never know what's
What's on top?
whatever's next. Whatever's next in the dryer.
I was like when I put, and Tony does like most of the laundry, but I'll find like he's got this one awful yellow shirt that's like
It's the best shirt in the world.
it's awful, and it's got this big smiley face on it. You would love it, but like so I'm always like under the door. I was like shoving it. Like he's like, I can't find my shirt. You can't.
It was missing for a couple of months.
I know. I had it all the way down.
Dick.
And then he's like, you threw it out, didn't you? So I knew I didn't throw it out. So I'm like, I didn't throw it out.
It's behind the dresser.
I think it was.
That's so funny.
Oh, you can put it like, you know how the drawers pull out? You can like put it underneath the drawer or back behind it, so when the door shuts.
Yeah.
Don't give her any ideas.
Hey,
I
I've
love
hidden
this
a
shirt.
lot of Eddie shirts and stuff.
So it's genetic.
Yeah.
That's cool. You know, Cindy was in here once or twice.
She was in there a few times, yeah.
Was she really?
Yeah.
I just thought she was in here like once.
It was at least twice that I remember, but I think more than that, but I can remember two
Because I
times.
asked her if she wanted to go. Like, asked her the day before. Like just so you guys know, like, so Lori got in last night, and then this morning I said, so we're going to go do the radio show. And she's like, oh, okay. And I was thinking, wow, she just agreed, like, really easy.
Well, I thought you're going to go, and then I said, that's all right, I have things to do. And then you're like, no, you're coming with us. And I'm
yeah.
like, oh, okay. You know,
Yeah.
I can watch from the other side
Outside
of the,
the
outside of the
door.
glass.
Yeah, and it wasn't until, like, 5 minutes before I'm like, no, come on the show.
And I'm still like, I'm very disappointed because the way she was just like, no, you're gonna sit, and you just okay.
Oh, I
Like,
always
no,
listen to her.
Why?
Because
You're the older sister.
Because she's scrappy.
She's
Scrappy.
Did you guys have fistfights when you were kids?
No.
Fist fights, no.
No.
A lot of wrestling.
So Sallie was not, she's definitely a morning person now. She was not a morning person.
Oh, really?
Not a morning person.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And
Like, I don't even use an alarm now. I just wake up in
the
the morning.
Awful.
unwritten rule, well, for me, because I was a very morning person. I mean, like 6 o'clock, let's
Yeah.
go, that
Yeah,
kind of thing.
That's
her.
why I am now.
And so the unwritten rule was I could not talk to her until 10 o'clock.
Well, because I was working, like I was at McMichael's till like 11, 12 o'clock. Then I was like on my 10 speed with their big deposit that I'd like ride my 10 speed to the bank. Like, who lets a daughter do that, right? Like, I don't even think he knew at midnight.
yeah, probably
I had a
not.
big bag of cash that I had a key to a bank that I'd like, and then I'm driving home, then I'd school the next day. I was exhausted. I was playing sports full time and working 30 hours a week and going to high school. So I was like exhausted probably.
So which was the one that suffered?
You.
No, I meant of those three.
Oh.
Let's see, spelling, math.
Probably my spelling was bad.
So
And math not so bad because I got a calculator.
So Sallie, I could not talk to her before 10 unless she looked at me. And so we would sit on opposite ends of the kitchen table, and
I
I'd
could
be like
totally
this,
see doing this.
like looking, just waiting, praying.
And
that
I'd
she would
probably
look
like-
up.
I was probably like
that's how
this.
she ate. That's how she ate. And so then and then every once in a while she would look up, and I remember this one particular time. she was like, "What?"
Yeah, that's the Sallie I know right
There
there.
you go.
There it is.
There you go.
Yep.
That opened the doors, and I could talk to her then. So
What? Get off your chest. Whatever you need to, just do it right now.
And you really needed to talk to her that bad, huh?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
All right. I
Oh, but so Cindy. So I tell like Cindy didn't have a lot of like coping strategies. So and when she got like nervous, you know. So I made the mistake of telling her the day before. I'm like, "Why don't you come on the show tomorrow and we'll talk like astrology?" And it ended up being a really great show. Like people were calling in, do my chart. Like you could only imagine. And she had like so much fun with it, right? So, but she wakes up in the morning and she's sitting at the table and she's got 2 Heinekens. It's like 9:00 in the morning. So, and they're done already. So she's like, "Well, what time do we have to leave?" So I was like, "We're probably going to leave like around 10. So she goes and she grabs another Heineken.
Oh my gosh.
Then she throws a couple more. I'm like, "What are you doing?" I go, "Do you
You
want
don't
to
know what's in here.
do you want to come in another day?" And she goes, no, I'll be fine. She goes, "This will relax me." I'm like, and then we're driving in the car and she starts smoking weed. And I'm like, but really, it ended up being, it was a fun show.
It was a fun show. Yeah, a lot of the viewers, they were trying to get like
Their charts done.
their charts done. Yeah, the astrology.
And I
And
knew
she was good.
I knew a lot of
She
her
was.
players. I knew a lot of the people writing in, and she obviously didn't. And she pegged like 1 or 2 that was like crazy. Like Joe DeZaju called in, and did I say his name wrong?
Say it again.
DeZaju.
Close.
Okay, what would you say?
DeJesu
Uh,
with a J. You're saying
DeJesu.
You said DeJesu.
I did. Yeah, but he's a musician, but he's also a lawyer. And he really hated being a lawyer, so he's just trying to, like, he's still doing it, but he's, like, focusing more on music. And she, like, nailed him. Like, he came on, like, he was, like, usually, like, he came on, and she's doing his chart. She's like, "Oh, this one's interesting." She goes, "She's really smart." Like, it was
that's not
kind of cool.
accurate. I'm kidding.
But she did great, and then probably an hour into it, all the beer was like kicking in. So then she was like,
oh no.
Yeah, towards the end of the show,
"Yeah."
then we were
Tony's
just
like,
"All right, thanks,
he's like,
Cindy, have a seat."
"We got to get her out of here."
And then after the show,
Yeah. So then one of the owners of Governors walked by, who is like, he's just such a super nice guy, and he walked down the hallway, and she's like,
well, he stopped in to talk to us for a minute, so we introduced him.
and she's like, "Yeah, go ahead."
She was getting a little flirty. Now I don't know if you ever heard this. If I remember right, you said you never heard it until she moved in, but she would have this thing where if she flirted with somebody, she would say, "I like to lick the back of your knees."
Oh, there was a lot of things that I heard.
Yeah, I was like, I've never heard that before. But sure enough, she starts flirting with this owner of the club, and she says it to him. So I immediately, I'm going, no. He immediately like, "All right, gotta go, everybody." So he leaves, goes down the hall towards the bathroom. She's like, "Where you going? Where you going?" She starts chasing down the hallway. That's when we were like, "All right, we really have to leave this building, regardless of what is going on."
Grab
We
her
just
by your
gotta go.
ear. Yeah. Good times. Good times. Why? Who's saying?
What's that?
Who's writing what?
Friend, this is the last time I got my chart done. I was at the cardiologist.
Oh.
And then Plajanos is, he's being dirty.
Yeah.
Plajanos. Andy, you coming in tomorrow? We have the Johnny Mac band hanging out with us tomorrow. They're going to play in here. That'll be fun. So yeah, all right. So Cindy, and when is that? Tuesday we're doing that?
Yeah, so we're going to do Cindy's memorial Tuesday morning.
So we're not coming in this Tuesday.
Yeah.
I've been giving my orders. Yeah, I know what you mean.
There you
Sit
go.
down. Okay. Tuesday, we're not doing a show. Okay.
Well, okay. I won't say that I'm not bossy, because I'm bossy. But I'm not bossy all the time. So maybe that's why, like, people listen, because, like, people, because I'm not, like, all the time. But if I do say something, then it's serious. Does that make any sense? You guys are like, no, you're a
I think
dick.
she just said she's bossy. I think she's
All we heard is your
That's
boss.
it. You lost me after that.
After you said that, and all I did was go, Yep. Yep, she is. Yeah, so we won't be here Tuesday, and then Wednesday we're going to go to Calverton, and they're going to do that ceremony for my dad in a jar where they have the guards, and they're going to shoot the bullets. And
Sounds like a bad cartoon. Dad in a jar.
yeah, they're going to hand you the flag. I think you should have the flag. They're going to hand it to you like a football. You'd be like, yeah. Because I have Scott Crosby's dad's flag.
Trophy.
Yeah, and you could like run. Because I was thinking about it. I have Scott Crosby's dad's flag, so I don't need another flag. So I thought it'd be nice if they handed it to you. And I also looked and I saw that it's going to rain all day.
Was that discussed on
What?
when you made the appointment? Did they say how that works if it rains? There are some covered
No.
areas, which I'm assuming. In fact, we went to a flag
Maybe it
ceremony
won't.
there in the rain once, and it was they just did it under the thing.
Oh, all right.
So I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm just glad you're saying flag with an L.
Yes, we went to so Sammy she goes to Camp Anchor during the summer, and it's it's like a special needs camp, and it's so cool. And then one of the last things they do is they bring all the families in, and the kids in their particular groups. They go on stage and they sing songs, and it's fun. It's like a fun day. But they started off the day with this kid. I don't know, did he have autism or Down syndrome? I couldn't even see him.
We were too far back. I couldn't tell.
But he had a really nice voice, so they gave him the Star Spangled Banner to do. But he could not say L for the whole life of him.
Yeah, he couldn't
say
pronounce L's.
so every word. So it was already like kind of funny, and I was already trying to do that like, okay, don't but then it got to the end where it's like the part of the song where they were so relieved that their flag was still here. So then I start going and I look over at Tony, and he's not laughing at all, and I go,
inside I was.
did he just say fag? He goes
And I still looking straight, but
You
and then
were
I made
better
that
than
mistake.
me.
I just looked to my right, and there she is. And that was it. I lost it too. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Brendan Bird. Hey guys, long time no see. Yeah, hey Brendan, how are you? You are not bossy. You don't have to be when you can imply as well as you do.
Who's my new best friend that's saying that?
Brendan Bird said that.
How do you see that board?
Yeah, I am seeing it without my glasses, which I'm surprised about as well.
Yeah.
Beansy
Got
says,
mine.
I bet, Beansy says, I bet Cindy was fun to hang out with. Yes, she was. John, yes, John, sorry, no Tuesday trivia this week.
Yeah, she was.
Especially at weddings, from what I hear.
Yeah, she was. Keep going. Right on.
She had coping skills problems.
Andy will be here tomorrow. Excellent. Oh no, Andrew coming in tomorrow, says Beansy. Yeah. It's always fun when Andy's here. And yeah, and Andy, bring your guitar since we have a band here. You'll jam with them. We didn't get their permission on that, but we'll do that anyway. So I think we'll be fine even if it rains.
Oh, okay, good.
So yeah, Tuesday is Cindy, Wednesday is your dad,
Yeah.
and that's it. And then you leave.
Yay!
You leave on that high note.
Yay! Funny death day. No, you live like you leave the next day.
Next day.
So yeah, it'd be fun. And so like Lori, how do you describe what you do? You're a therapist, but what? Because I find it interesting because the people that you counsel the most are like people with like, post-traumatic stress things and war and like who are most of your clients?
I see
You have, like,
a lot of
see all of
veterans. I see veterans a lot, and anybody really, people with anxiety, depression, relationship issues, and yet we couldn't do anything about Cindy. I failed. I suck as a therapist.
That would have been a lot of good practice for the job. Absolutely.
You can't help your own family. It's like teaching, being the one to teach your kid to swim. You just can't do it. You have to bring in, outside help.
That's right.
John
Yeah.
says sorry for your loss, Sallie.
Thank you so much.
Well, what about Lori?
And Lori.
We're hanging
That's
out
all
with
right. I
Sally's.
can't see that, so it's okay.
Oh, there it is. And
And
sister.
sister.
And sister. You don't have a name anymore. You're just sister.
Sister.
Sissy.
Sisters.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say Sister Lori because that sounds like a nun.
But you don't have to see any clients while you're here, right? Because you do practically all of your work Zoom.
Well, I have been since COVID.
Still?
Yeah,
Even
and
now?
I don't want
Oh,
to
wow.
speak for you, but you could explain. But I remember when like COVID hit and Lori found out that she was just going to take all of her clients on Zoom. She's like, and I remember taking calls from her, and she's like, "Oh, I hate this." And then you really started to like
Because
it.
I had no idea how to set. I didn't even know how to use my camera on my laptop or anything.
Yeah.
I was
And
like,
she's don't want to fool you. She's actually really technically inclined, like you are. Like you'll set up a new computer. Like you're not like what do I press? Like you're pretty good. But it was even difficult for someone like you.
well, just the whole setup thing, until I figured out, and I had to get a one of those camera, whatever. You call
Yeah.
those,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Cam things or to sit on
Kevin's got one, and I'm like, don't show anyone your penis. Because that's the only thing that on Oprah's like, don't let your children have this camera.
That's right,
So he
exactly.
wanted one. I'm like, don't.
Well, they had to do it for school. I mean, the kids had to
Yeah.
have all that kind of stuff done too. And so, but once I did my primal scream, and then said, okay, deep breath in with the good air, out with the bad.
Once you realized you didn't have to leave the house.
Oh, and then it was realized it was great. And then people, a lot of times when you're working for a company and people cancel, they charge them no-show fees. But I would say, look, let me know, text me, whatever. All I have to do is walk 10 feet into my living room, and so it's not a big deal. And
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and you're doing it now out of choice because you get to stay home, or they're still telling you to do it?
well, no, they're not telling me. And actually, what I did was I left where I was working, during it, and because I found myself really liking it, and then saying, "Oh, the virus is going to be over soon. I'm going to have to go back to work." And I was like, "Where did that come from?" And so I just decided to go back to my private practice, and so
Oh.
I
didn't know that.
I can
Did you know
stay.
that?
Yeah.
I can stay, and I mean, eventually, if
Yeah.
the
She can make
insurance-
whatever.
If the insurance companies stop paying for telehealth, I'll have to go back.
Yeah, sure.
But that'll be a sad day.
I hope they don't, because you could reach. I mean, even like doctor's appointments. Like I could speak from someone having to like take Cindy to the doctor when she was ill, and once we were able to just do a televisit with a doctor, because it was like a full day trying to get her into the car because she couldn't walk more than like 4 or 5 steps without not being able to breathe.
Yeah.
And so like we'd get into the car, and then we'd get there, and then they'd be like, "Oh yeah, your appointment's canceled." I'm like, okay. Like,
You don't get it.
you don't seem to know what we just all went through.
Yeah.
So just the idea that she could just lay in bed and do that is like, so I hope they never take it away, because there's a need for it.
Well, and especially for therapy. I mean, it's not like I have somebody says to me, "Can you look at this rash?" I mean, I
Yeah.
don't have to do anything. I don't, and so I hope they keep it forever.
I think for the foreseeable future, it's not going
Well, and
anywhere.
it's good for people. A lot of people have anxiety and they
Right.
won't go see a therapist. And
Right.
so for somebody, and then there's people that, have kids, they're working and they're running around, and, I've seen people on their lunch, they can take that hour
Mm-hmm.
at lunch and they don't have to drive somewhere. And so it works out really well.
Would you? Do you have? You say private practice? Do you have an office in the house or something? Like if
Yeah.
people wanted to come to you? Oh, that's cool. Wow, I didn't know any of this. I thought you was working for somebody. Wow. Oh, good morning, Jeff Bosey. Jeff's watching.
Hey, Bose. Bose, this is my sister Lori.
Hey, Bose.
And then what else? What else is planned this week? Are we driving to Hicksville or something? Or
I don't know. Do you feel like it? Because I know that you've seen like our old house and
do
stuff,
you even
which
care?
looks
Like to
nothing.
even drive to Hicksville? Like is that something you think about?
Like, what do you feel like doing?
I don't know.
I thought she just stroked out.
I just do what you tell me to do.
New York pizza and New York bagels are involved, and other
That's
than
true.
that-
New York pizza, New York bagels. Although we do have a fantastic bagel place, and we have a couple of good a lot of people from New York have moved down.
Yeah, no, you
so
don't. You don't.
We do.
Yeah, we don't. And it's funny because I've been arguing with Sam about this because Sam likes Domino's. I know. Like, I can't even say it. I can't even say it. I don't know what it is. But, he likes all pizza. But he's like, no, there's this place. I'm like, what are you saying? He's like, well, it's Domino's. I'm like, why? Like, people in Ohio have to eat Domino's. And it's funny because Domino's, they try to make a run. This is how stupid this company is. They try to make a run for it in Italy. And
Domino's did?
Yeah,
Oh, how funny.
Just this week, they for 7 years they tried to make it in Italy, and just this week they pulled out, and they listed, they didn't even lie about it. They're like, there's too many amazing pizza places here. We tried to compete, and we even tried to get maybe just deliver, just do but
That would be like us trying to do comedy in the deli next door. Like, why?
yeah.
That's well, right next to the comedy club. That's
Oh,
question.
yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't make sense at first, but yeah. So we'll find a good pizza place, and yeah. And then, and I was reading because I was just looking at your soda. Did you know that I didn't even know about this? Coke has come up with different flavors in the last couple of years, but none of it makes sense. It just in August 15th, it's going to come out with. The flavor is called Dream World. And it says that it tastes like a dream.
I haven't heard about
Dream
any of this.
World Coke.
Have you seen this in the
No,
store?
I haven't seen any of this. And apparently a few months ago, they came out with Starlight and the computer Byte, B-Y-T-E. And they say that it tasted, of space and pixel. Isn't this weird?
yeah.
And then people that have had that, they said it's strawberry.
What if they're trying to compete with, the Mountain Dew? Like, if you get that can out of the trash.
Yeah.
I found this flavor. You could have read it.
Yeah, I know.
Now it's got all your fingerprints on it. It is Major Melon. So it's
I say that to
Flavor-
Sallie every day.
You have a major
charged
melon.
with watermelon. But they have a bunch of different flavors. This is Mountain Dew. And I love that.
Yeah, but melon is a flavor. What does Stardust
I know, but
taste
that's
like?
why I'm wondering if they're trying to compete with,
Yeah.
because Mountain Dew comes out with all of the different, Blue Blast and
Oh.
I
Yeah,
don't-
because what does blue taste like?
I don't know.
I don't even know.
But most of it isn't diet, and I only drink diet, so this is 0.
Yeah, Lori came with a 36 pack, and we were all looking at it because none of us had ever seen anything that big. I don't even know where you would get something like that. BJ's. It was like a 36. It was a suitcase. It looks like the traveling salesman suitcase. It's like a
That
square,
opens.
but just happens to have something to carry. Yeah, it looks like that. I was like, what is that?
Of what?
Of soda.
Oh, 36. Oh, 36
Cans.
like that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's diet, just regular diet Pepsi.
Yeah, but I'm saying cans like
Yeah.
those cans, yeah. Wow, 36, wow.
And then a 12-pack of Mountain Dew.
Yeah, you
And
should.
then in the cooler, there was Mountain Dew and this. So,
You're very concerned I don't have soda in the house. Yeah. Kevin's made me buy it.
I forgot snacks. I didn't bring snacks for
Got
my
a lot
trip.
of snacks.
So did you eat it all during that drive?
Oh,
Well, I stopped at Wendy's in wherever. Baltimore or something.
did you get a Frosty?
I did. I got a little
Was that
Frosty
your
and-
first job? It was my first job.
No, McDonald's. No, Burger King was my first job.
Okay. Yeah, when Lori got me a
It
job
didn't
at
last
Wendy's.
very. It didn't last very long because they needed people that worked late, and it was not working late was not a fun thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you work at the Wendy's that I worked at?
I don't know if we're on Jericho.
Syosset,
Yeah.
Jericho Turnpike. Was that
Yeah.
yours?
Mhm.
Yeah. So you must have been leaving. You're like, well, all right, I have to leave, but here's my stupid little sister, because I was 16
Well,
or something.
I got a coach. My coaching job. I had a coaching job.
Yeah. But I'd worked there for the summer, and I was actually debating whether to, like, because Dad's like, well, keep the job during the year. And I was like, I don't know. I think it's like I'm going into... I just think I just couldn't add it to, like, everything that I was doing. So I was like, I don't know. So he was, like, trying to convince me to stay. And then I'm working there one night, and all of a sudden, like, 3 district managers walk in at 9 o'clock at night. And we were like, he had a Frosty. Like, we didn't know. I told him not to eat the Frosty while you guys
And
were
everybody
gone.
picked up a rag and started doing it.
Yeah. And they're like, yeah, we're going to close down the store. Can you guys, like, help us close it for the night? And, we won't keep you more than a couple of hours. And then, and they're like, whatever, aside from, a certain stuff, take whatever you want. So
So they were actually closing the store, not just for like the night. They were doing it for
so
good.
I'm trying to explain this to Dad. He's cracking up in the morning because I was like, it's not there anymore. I can't work there anymore. And I go here and show him what I'm going to tell you what I did, just because I figured I only did this because I was like, how can I make my dad laugh? So everyone's like looking at all these like things to take, and I see this huge mayonnaise plastic jar. The ones that are like this, because I had my 10-speed. Like that's how I got to the job and back and forth, right? So. And it was so big. So I was like, look, see, would I be able to come home with this, Dad, if the place wasn't closed? So I was like, this. And he was like, what? So he's like, what am I even going to do with this? I'm like, aside from trying to make you laugh, I really had no plans. So whatever you want to do. But I think he divided it up, and like we had like Hellman's. It was like real Hellman's mayonnaise, and it wasn't glass, because I would have been afraid of like
it's
dropping
the plastic,
it.
Yeah.
Those big plastic jars with the big mouth to scoop it out. So we
She's
had like
talking-
little.
You're talking a good 2 miles. You rode on a bike with that giant mayo tub.
I used to get a Frosty. I used to get a large Frosty at the end of the shift because, fuck it, man, it was hard work. Yeah, it was. I mean, I used to get the job on weekends where, and this is how I found out that I was allergic to like peeling onions. Like I would have to do like, crock after crock after crock of like onions in the morning on Saturday, Sunday, and I'd be like, oh, I was like all swelled. It was like really difficult. But so at the end of the shift, I would get this large chocolate Frosty, and I would just hold it and like not even, no hands, as I'm just riding home, like sad about my life. My life sucks, man.
I hate my life.
I hate my fucking life, but I have a Frosty. I hate my fucking life.
So do I have to thank these guys at Burger King? Is that when you went to McMichael's?
Yeah, and speaking of listening to
There was a lot of nothing.
scrappy
going on.
people, I left there obviously because they left me. I was abandoned once again.
Oh my god!
Let me have a drink.
Hey, Ken Pichello's watching,
Yay, Kim Michelle!
and he says North Carolina in the house. He says.
And
I can.
And I was in class in like just high school class, and Donna Eckerly, who was really scary. Like seriously, she would just beat up people just for like the freaking fun of it. So I never like sat, and she sat in front of me. I remember like the beginning of the year, I'm thinking, oh man, Donna Eckerly's gonna beat me up.
Man, if she kicks my chair, I'm going to turn around and thank her.
Yeah, thank you. So one day she just turned around and she goes, do you have a job? And I go, no. And she goes, all right, well, I work at this place, McMichael's. It's close to the high school. Why don't you go after school and fill in an application? I think you'd be good. Yeah. And she's not even looking at me, Tom. She's just, like, talking out loud to herself. She goes, like, she hates me, but she knows I'd be a good
Because
worker.
she hated her job,
at
and
the
she
same
wanted
job.
someone else to take it.
She was the shift supervisor there.
Oh.
And then I ended up being a shift supervisor with her. So she was right about my McMichael's talent.
How's your high school kids becoming shift supervisors?
Yeah, we ran that place. So she didn't like me, but she knew I'd be good. So this is the conversation. She's just like looking, kind of not even making eye contact with me. She's like, yeah, you'd be good. Like I'm not even saying yes.
Hate saying it.
I'm not even saying, like, I don't even live near there,
You're
right?
not even asking for the job.
I live 3 miles away, and I do not want to work.
And I don't want to work for you.
I don't want to work. I don't want to go to work at a job that's 3 miles away, and you scare me. And so I went and filled out the application. And that's where I ended
That's
up
who
meeting
mentored
Tony.
her.
See?
Yeah, right. Is that her?
No.
Oh, I'm looking up Donna Eckerles on Facebook because I want to get her on the show and talk about how she kicked people's asses.
Yeah, she was tough, man.
Is that her?
No. More scary and dangerous looking. She's probably in jail. She probably is in jail. It really wouldn't
Am I
surprise
spelling the
me.
name right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Look for pictures with numbers across the chest.
Yeah. But so that was my second job, and I worked there for a while. And then I got a job at Stearns.
Yeah, you left me.
I left you. I flat left you. Do you say flat
See,
leave?
you abandoned him.
I did.
That's right. See that?
Mm-hmm.
I can't find her. Damn it! I want to find this girl.
It is funny.
That would be hilarious.
It is funny with Lori being a therapist because, like, growing up with sisters, like, you just think your siblings are idiots. And like, I remember, like, it was like, I don't know, about a year after you started doing this, and I had like a problem or something. And I remember, like, I was like talking to you. I was just like, yeah, and this is, and you said whatever you do, and then I was like this. I was like.
Just send her a bill for the time.
Yeah, like, and I was like, and I think it took like another 6 months for me to cough up that was really helpful because I remember just kept staring like, how did this get in her head? But you're really skilled, like, and you know it's a lot hard for me to like say that, but you really are. You're really like
Just like
you're
Eckerly.
really skilled.
You're gonna be good at this.
So talking to a lot of veterans, PTSD. So is it your fault that she's into men missing legs?
Probably. I did torture her a lot when she was little.
Did you? Yeah.
I did.
Nice.
One time she spit in my mouth.
It wasn't.
She spit. In
I
my
did spit in your
fucking
mouth, but that was not the intention. The intention was because I was really good. You know how when you spit and then you suck it back up
when you're sitting on someone.
when you're sitting on someone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I did, and she was screaming like, ah!
I went like this. I had my mouth closed, and I went, stop! And it landed right in my mouth.
And the one time I failed.
Yeah. And I remember you felt so bad. You made me chocolate milk. And I was like, all right, we're even.
There's a theme here. You see it, the chocolate smoothie from Bird's
Yeah,
Eye?
really. Frosties,
Frosties.
chocolate milk. Yeah, it really makes everything even, Steven.
What else did you do?
I used to try to play tricks on her. The best one, though, is, you know, the fake poo.
Yeah.
So this is, again, in the same theme of Sallie not being a morning person. So I had the fake poo, and I put it in the kitchen on the floor, right? We had a dog, so it wasn't like,
Yeah.
where did this poo come from, right? So Sallie comes walking. She had this big fuzzy robe or something that she would wear.
Fuzzy robe.
I don't even remember.
And she comes out like in her slippers and fuzzy robe, and she's
I love
walking
slippers.
into the kitchen, and she looks down and she goes over and she gets a paper towel and she bends down and she picks it up and she throws it in the trash, and then she goes about her business, and I'm sitting there like, she just picked up poo, threw it away.
Like you wanted to scream
Not
or
even
complain.
thinking that it was like, not even like when she picked it up with the paper towel, thinking, well, this is hard.
No complaints that nobody else picked it up. Nothing.
No.
Don't get phased.
What did she do to you?
I don't really remember things that she did
Yeah,
to me.
probably not much, right? She's not like that, which bugs me.
Well, I have to be annoying because I always tell the story like we had this cat too. And Lori's room is right next to mine. And if you looked at the bottom of the doors, like there was scratch marks to get into Lori's room, and then there was scratch marks to get out of my room. And that pretty much says it all.
Brendan Bird also worked at a Wendy's in Bayside. He also
Oh, wow.
got fired. What did he say earlier? I just had this discussion with his wife. We are in Orlando. Went to Domino's, which is good, but it's not pizza. It's gourmet grilled cheese, he says.
Do you remember the order of the Wendy's hamburger? Laura?
Oh, it was, what was it?
I can do
red,
it.
yellow, white.
Oh, you did it by colors?
Yeah, we did it by colors. White, I think it was white, green, red. No, white, yellow, red, green. I think it was white, yellow, red, green.
What's white, mayo?
Mayo.
I can do it. You want me to do it? This will help. Mayonnaise, ketchup, pickles, onions, tomatoes, lettuce, and mustard.
Does it white? So white, red,
Mayonnaise, ketchup, pickles,
green,
onions.
white, right.
Mayonnaise, ketchup, pickles, onions, tomatoes, lettuce, and mustard. For
Oh,
hours.
see?
You're such a geek. How do you remember that?
Because I had to do it
was 40 years
for a
ago.
million times.
Yeah, it was we did it by color, so it's if you say it, it's like white, red, green,
Mayonnaise, ketchup, pickles, onions, tomatoes, lettuce,
White.
and mustard.
onions, tomatoes.
Mustard. Where's mustard?
Pickles.
And poo.
And and I have to say, back then, Wendy's had the best burgers.
Oh, yeah.
But now, I mean, you said you just had it yesterday.
Well, their chicken was really good.
Was
Their
it? Yeah.
chicken, you'd get,
don't think I had
you'd
it.
get in the store. They'd give you, kind of chicken cutlets at home. Like you'd take the breast and you'd open them up, and then put flour and stuff on them, like at home. And you did that there. They had this like contraption. Did they have chicken there when you were there? You don't remember?
I don't remember. When I was
But you
there, they
take
had the
real
salad
chicken.
bar. So
Oh,
we had
sure.
to do the salad. We had to prepare the
hated the
salad,
salad bar.
Yeah.
But the burgers were now.
It's
I don't-
awful.
Yeah, I don't know what that is
The
now.
fries aren't good.
Yeah, they changed the fry. Yeah, with the sea salt and all that. But
And the
but the
Frosties
burgers
don't
were
taste the
just
same either.
unbelievable back then.
The Frosties just taste like chalk.
Well, I just got a Frosty because I had a whole cooler of soda.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I don't
I
really
need
need another
something.
soda.
Yeah,
Need
Brendan
something
Burt
else.
remembers the order too. Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, yeah.
Um,
Pickle, onion,
White,
tomato.
red, green.
So
Mayonnaise, ketchup, pickles.
White,
So a
red,
lot of
green,
people-
white, red, green, yeah.
Beansy and Bosie, a lot of people saying you guys sound alike.
Yeah.
So then from this, so I'm guessing today just means there'll be now two people that can't stand me and tell me to shut up.
Has he been bad?
Well, that last comment is bad. The one on the bottom, so don't even bother with it. But no, he hasn't been too bad. Although there's one I thought was funny. One of my ex-girlfriends wanted me to pay for her breast implants. When I said no, she flat left me. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, see? And that was a good one.
But
Welcome to the world of Fremder.
Fremder.
Fremder. But yeah, I do. I miss the burgers. They were. I think. I mean, it's a case with I think all fast food and a lot of places in general. The quality is just kind of
Not all American.
not all American.
Not all American.
All American is unbelievable. The snazberries don't take like snazberries anymore, says Andy. You guys ever witness anybody doing that?
Doing what?
Like, blowing their nose on a burger or doing something they shouldn't do to a
No,
burger?
I mean, that's kind of like when you're a waiter. That's kind of like the joke. Like, that guy's going to get a sneezer,
You
or
never
if
saw
you
anything
say
like
something
that?
like, "Oh, this is I asked for medium rare, and this is medium," I'm like, "Oh yeah, they're gonna
They're going to get a
snot
sneezer.
on it or something."
But you never saw anybody do that?
No,
No, I've never, like, I've worked with people. I've never seen anyone do anything, and I've never done anything. It's just like, to me, it's just a joke. I'm not saying that it's never done.
Oh,
but-
I know some people who've worked in restaurants that have
and they've
witnessed.
actually,
Like I felt a
They've
little
done
bad
stuff?
about my Frosty last night.
Why?
Because she didn't ask me, and apparently I have a strawberry now, and so on the receipt it said strawberry, and I was like,
I hate strawberry.
I really would like a chocolate one.
Well,
I
you're
thought-
allergic to strawberries, so not that
No,
there's
I'm
any
not allergic to
strawberries in there.
strawberries.
Yeah, you
I'm
said
not.
that. You said that you got the prick test, and then it turns out you're...
Shellfish.
Oh, shellfish.
You were close.
They're both pink.
Shrimp and whatever scallops were the two big things. Which
You don't
is
ever
so-
eat.
well, I mean, I did, and I don't look like Hitch when I eat it. I just get congested, so it's not. I mean, it's like not bad, but
Yeah. Tony's allergic to everything.
Yeah, I am. I'm allergic. Yeah.
you didn't sneeze.
Brendan Burt, somebody sent the burger back. The manager put it down his pants, put extra onions, and gave it back. The manager did that? Holy moly! Put it down his pants and then put some extra onions
What place was this, Brendan?
Yeah, he said it was a Wendy's.
Never
Where was
go
it?
in there.
I think he said in Bayside, but now he's down. Yeah, Bayside in the early '90s. Wow. And what'd you get fired for, Brendan? I mean, if the manager can do that, I can only imagine
Yeah,
what you did to get
what
fired.
did you do that you got fired?
Wow.
Yeah.
I used to know somebody that worked at the Maine Maid Inn. You remember that? The
No.
Maine Maid Inn. It was right behind the Milleridge Inn.
Yeah.
Is it a restaurant or
Well,
a
it's not there anymore. That's why I'm naming it by name.
Maine maid?
Maine, like the state maid, the state Maine Maid Inn. Yeah, that's what it was
I don't
called.
get it.
That's just what it was called.
Yeah, but why was it called that?
Because it gives you the
Maid?
makes you feel like you're in Maine.
Maid? But MADE or MAID?
MAID.
But it was a restaurant, not a hotel.
Right.
None of this makes sense to me.
Well, the point is,
Okay.
it was a place.
That's why you don't get the Coke flavors.
That's why it's closed down, because it didn't make sense to anyone else
I
either.
was there for a long time, actually.
Really?
But yeah, I knew a girl that worked there, and she said she would never walk in there again based on things she saw that went on in the kitchen.
Oh, really? That's gross. Yeah. I mean, I've seen in the actual kitchen, there's stuff you're like, oh, this, shouldn't be. This grill should be cleaner or something like
You
that.
did
but
that at
nothing
McMichael's
bad.
when you were making my fries. You made sure they didn't mess with my fries.
I made sure you got the best fries
Yeah,
ever,
baby.
ever.
She did.
I did.
Did she ever come home and say, "I met this kid. He loves French fries"?
This little 13-year-old who thinks he can ask me out. Meanwhile, I could babysit him. Did I say that?
All right, from there. Actually, yeah, you were probably you were gone, right? When did you leave? When did you go to England?
84. June
Oh,
of
okay.
84.
Oh yeah, so that was actually I think that's when we met, right? Spring, like around the spring of '84,
Maybe.
winter of '84, something like
Would
that.
it be 83?
Would it be '83?
Yeah. Because I think I was already, at Stearns or something.
Oh, that's
by
right. Yeah,
84.
you quit before you even graduated in '84. Yeah, you're right. So '83.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And then at Stearns, the ground round was right there.
I remember the ground round. That was the
Yeah.
best place
I
with the
love that
It was
peanuts.
the
place. Yeah.
best.
Throw the shells.
Yep. I
Yeah,
love that place.
yeah. And so,
Oh,
yeah.
you worked there too?
No, but
Oh.
I would go there for lunch all the time. It was so great.
They had good burgers there.
Yeah, they had. Yeah, everything was really, really, really good. And I can't imagine. And I didn't even know it was a chain.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
Well-
You should see the mall now. It's empty. There's Stearns turned into Macy's, and then Macy's closed, and nothing replaced it. It's just boarded up.
Oh, wow.
So there's nothing there except for all the way in the back. They have a Target and an IKEA, but the actual
And a movie theater.
mall, there's no one in the place. It's weird. It's sad.
Yeah, and Sunrise Mall just closed.
Yeah, Sunrise Mall has, and Massapequa has a Sunrise Mall, and it could actually be a very good mall, but they just won't let it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I haven't been to that. Now, of course, they call it the Broadway Mall, right?
Yeah.
I haven't been there since Matt was
That's what I'm talking about.
probably 3, 4, maybe 4 or something, and I lost him in that mall.
Oh, is
Oh,
he still
really?
there?
Yeah, because
Did you just say if he just
he
asked
still
me
there?
still there?
and so
I
and
lost him, so I went home.
I looked all over for him, and I was really scared because they were doing renovations, and so a lot of the backs to the stores were open. So I was freaking out, and I'm running all over looking for him.
Matt, I would just be find big machinery.
And so no, the funny thing, listen. So I finally got the security guard, and I said, "Look, he's this tall, whatever." And we're looking all over, and this lady comes walking out with Matt, and he had gone into her store. It was I guess a little trinket store or something. And in the back room, there was a basket of little things you would make. Maybe you would put on a railroad, one of those fake railroad things that you do, or something like that. And he was playing with the little people in the back room.
Oh, that's funny.
Just sitting there playing. And she's like, I go in there, and all of a sudden I see this little boy
Little
sitting there.
boy.
I have all the basket pieces out and playing with them.
Took them all out of the packaging and everything. You owe me $300. That's what the lady. That's why she came out looking.
No, they were just there in a basket, so people could just. Well, and they were in the back too, so I guess they weren't for sale or anything. But and then I lost Stephanie one too. I'm a bad mom.
I know. Yeah,
I'm a bad mom.
Repetitious thing.
Well,
I'm scared.
So I had three. So
3 kids.
3 kids.
All under the age of 3 at one point. 4. At
Kristen
one
was
point?
born. Matt was 3.5. So Matt was 3.5. Stephanie was 2. And then Kristen was 9 months.
Yeah.
So
Oh
I'm
my
walking.
goodness, I had
I'm
no
walking
idea.
in, and it was that. I think it was that same mall.
Huh.
And I'm walking in, and you know how you go from the outside, and you got to like go this way and this way and this
Yeah.
way, and that before you could get to the actual
Yeah.
mall. So, and I have a stroller, and and so I'm like going this way, and I get to the mall part, and you're like, by the time you get there, you're like, whew, you know?
Yeah.
And I turn around, and I was like, 1, 2, 3. I was like, oh no, Stephanie wasn't there. So then I have to go back, follow my steps back, and right at the door where you come in, there was a mannequin, a lady mannequin. And this is so funny because this was totally not me. When I had Stephanie, I was like, oh, why did God do this to me?
Yeah.
And so there's Stephanie looking at this lady with this dress and, this like, and she's standing there like with her hands like this. And now the smoke is coming out of my ears, right? 'Cause I
Yeah.
had to go this. And she looks at me and she's like, oh, mommy, look at this beautiful dress and these lovely shoes. She was like 3.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was very good. She was probably the girliest girly girl I have ever seen. Like most, like she would just be happy with like a one of those like umbrellas with the glitter, like just
the parasol.
yeah. Like she was like a little
wanted to wear
Southern
dresses.
belle.
I don't even own a dress, and she wanted to wear dresses, and so
Yeah.
it's like, oh, that's why it's like, why did God do this to me? Because I don't know. And so she's like, oh, mommy, look at this beautiful dress and these lovely shoes. And then you're like shaking, like,
I'm gonna kill you.
get in the stroller.
Yeah, I guess you probably could have gotten away with having like a 3-man stroller.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. But I did have the 2. I had, because, Stephanie was only 15 months when Kristen was born, so I did have the 2 stroller, but...
Wow, yeah, you had your hands full. Holy crap. I couldn't handle 2, and they're 20 months apart. Chris Thomas loves the Broadway Mall. Still drive there for Target and IKEA.
Yeah, but that's
Really?
all there is, Chris. That's like it, though. Like everything that's good about the mall is on the outside. The movie theater, the 2 stores. The actual mall is like a ghost town.
You ever miss living here? You've been gone, almost 40 years at this point, right?
89. We moved
Oh,
there
89.
in 89.
I didn't
so
realize
like
that.
30.
All right, so 30, yeah, 33 years.
33.
Do you ever like miss it, or you're like good riddance?
I don't miss it. The only time I missed it was when I came back for my 40th high school reunion, and I spent the week
With
I was
everyone?
Like, oh, I really missed this.
Yeah. Move a little closer to Tony. Yeah, but that was just all the people that went. Because, like, you had one guy, the driver's ed guy, who he came
well,
from
and the
he came
reason
from
why I went to it, because
Alaska.
I think I went to my 10th. I don't think I went
Because how
to
many
the-
people, your class was
We
was
had
like,
over 1,000.
it was because like my class was under 400.
You're
But
kidding.
my class was like a year or 2 after the pill came out. So people are on the pill. Like a couple of years before I was born. So the classes
So,
dropped way down.
oh, wow. Hmm.
Yeah.
So going to class reunions made you miss it, but then once you're home and you get back to your life, you're like, I'm happy here. I'm sure you're happy.
Well,
where you
I
are, but-
love North Carolina.
Yeah.
North Carolina is great.
Plus you live in a really good town. Like you live in Raleigh, which is like,
Although it's been so hot lately.
yeah.
And
We've
I-
had the same thing.
And
Yeah,
I
that's
said
everywhere,
I said to Eddie, I said, gosh, I can't believe, I don't know why I used to love the heat so much. And he was like, yeah, I don't know either. But I used to love it, like when it was that hot. We moved in July, and it was only Eddie and I. We were between the two of us, we were carrying the refrigerator in and all the furniture. Just he and I moved
Wow.
moved into the house because we didn't know anybody. yeah, we didn't know anybody. And that's when Matt ran away again, and he's what is up with him? So I didn't know anybody, right? I put the girls to bed for a nap. Matt's downstairs watching
Ninja Turtles.
No, it was the
MMA.
Oh, now I can't remember.
Sesame Street.
No.
Electric Company.
David the Gnome.
I don't
David
even
the
know
Gnome.
that.
Me neither.
Yeah, he was watching David the Gnome downstairs. And so I started folding the laundry, and all of a sudden I hear like a car pulling my driveway, and I'm like, well, I don't know anybody in North Carolina. So I'm looking out, and this woman gets out of the car, and I go downstairs, and she's like, do you have a little boy named Matthew? And I was like, yes. And she goes, he's in my car. So I look in, and there he was, completely naked. Now, he swears he wasn't. I have a really good memory, and that's not something
You do
would
have
forget.
a good memory, yeah.
So he's in a car naked. So with that, he gets out of the car and he climbs up the tree in the front and naked. So she said, she apparently lives around the corner. I lived on a cul-de-sac, and so he knocked on the door
Of this lady's
of
house.
this lady's house, and she answered the door, and he said, "Do you have any little children I could play with?"
Isn't that cute?
She's like, there ain't this little completely naked. And he was just watching David the Gnome. And so she said, where do you live? And he said, oh, I live over there in the bushes. So she goes, oh, well, who takes care of you? And he goes, I don't have anybody. And
What?
then she said, how do you eat? And he goes, I hunt for my food.
Wow.
You can't make this up.
No, definitely not.
I'm not kidding. That's what he said. And so if you think cartoons don't influence your children.
So explain David the Gnome to me. Was David the Gnome a kid?
It was
a naked kid that hunted for food?
It was an animated thing,
was
and
a
the gnomes
kid
lived
porn.
in the woods, and they were friends with all the animals, and and stuff like that.
okay.
And so, but yeah,
And how old was he?
4?
we had just moved there, so he probably was. He would have been 4 in October, so this was probably August.
So he walks off the cul-de-sac. Was this the first house? Like, how did he choose that house?
I have no idea.
Wow.
I don't know.
I bet you a little boy lives here.
He said, "Do you have anybody I can play with?"
It's actually funny because Chris Thomas, who said she loves Broadway Mall, they're from Hicksville. Chris Thomas and her family. They were on. Chris, were you on Miller or right off Miller Road over
Yeah,
there?
because they went to Woodbury. Right?
Woodland.
Woodland.
Woodland, yeah.
Woodland, yeah. They he did the same thing. I can't remember what the family. There was some friends of ours. Same thing. This family was moving in. He just walked over and said, "Hey, you need some help?" He saw that they had kids his age. "I'll help you, and I'll be your friends." And like, "Yeah, sure." They were same thing. They were literally moving in, so he just started grabbing boxes and started moving in.
Yeah, that's
That's what her
cool.
brother Brian did. Yeah,
With clothes on, though.
With clothes on.
with clothes on. Yes, I
Yeah.
do believe he had clothes on.
I have
So
no idea. No idea.
Imagine the family he was helping got caught like child labor, naked. They made them strip so they couldn't steal anything, put anything in their pockets. From the cul-de-sac, my bowls. I don't know why I'm reading from there.
Yeah, don't read from there. Just as like a personal gift to me today.
Yeah. So you were the same way though. You didn't really miss it either when you were gone, right?
I left Long Island. I think I was like driving with my finger up. Like I was so happy to get
Why?
out of Long
Why the
Island.
finger up?
I don't know. I was so sick of it and done with it.
Done. Well, that's what I meant. Done with what? What is? You keep saying sick of it. Done it.
Maybe
done with
it was the
What is
times, but it just seemed like at the time, like a lot of the people are like all like princesses or something. They
Well,
were
and
just
so
all
okay, so here's
weird
a good example. So when my kids whenever Jersey Shore came out,
Okay.
Yeah,
my
it
kids
felt very
loved my kids
Jersey
loved
Shore to
watching
me.
Jersey Shore, right? And they were like, like, Mom, come and watch. This is great. And I just looked at it and I said, I lived that.
Yeah,
I don't want.
that's how I.
You
yeah, I
would
felt
watch
the same
Jersey
way.
Shore and relate that to how you grew up in Hicksville? Really?
Sort of, yeah.
Really?
A little bit, yeah.
So that's
That's how I felt, and so I just wanted to like have like just normal people. And then, I don't know. I don't feel that way anymore.
Chris says, yeah, it was Miller Road, and she names the family that Brian did it with. But Chris, I have a completely different family. I'm talking about, I believe, the Di Benedettos. So he probably
Brian was
did
helping
that.
a lot of
he
people
did that.
move in.
Knowing Brian, he did that with a bunch of different families.
That probably is really very true.
Mm-hmm. But that's funny. I don't have.
Well, yeah, because I don't know.
That's just not how I pictured Hicksville growing up.
Yeah, but I look at all the pictures with you in like high school, and all the girls have like this big hair. like who has big sprayed hair?
Everybody had that in the 80s, no?
Did they?
Didn't they?
I don't know.
Plus, you gotta remember too.
I can't picture people in North Dakota having like sprayed up hair.
Well, North Dakota. I mean, you can't compare New York to North Dakota.
Yeah.
It's a whole different world.
Yeah.
But plus, you're talking about senior portraits. You know, of course, they're doing their hair up and all that. You know, for
Maybe.
the portraits. But
Yeah.
I mean, even people on TV. I mean, that had that hairstyle.
Yeah,
Big
that's
hair.
true.
Yeah.
In the 80s.
I don't know. I guess it's just me. I don't watch Jersey Shore and think I grew up.
That
with
was
that.
us. Yeah.
Hmm.
So you,
That's
so
interesting.
you had how many people in your class?
There were over 1,000. I think it was 1,000, like
1,200 or
51.
something?
No, just over 1,000.
And then
The
how many people?
78, class of 78, I think, was a little bit bigger than ours.
And then how
then-
many people went to your reunion
We
recently?
have a lot of people that go. There's usually we had a go class of 77. We had a great class.
You have a great class, and what Lori does is what everyone wants to do, but Lori's class is the only one that actually does it. Because I've seen it try to happen in other classes. Doesn't happen. Like one year for your class, they were talking about, the whatever year reunion, and Tony actually said, why don't we just like go down to the beach or go to Eisenhower and have a picnic and bring all the families and have like a great time. And everyone goes, yeah! And then like 2 weeks into it, it's at like a major restaurant with $150 a ticket.
Well, our class
and
does
no one
that too, but
goes.
then the next, like either the next day or the day before, they have something like that. And that's actually the reason why I just hate going to it, But this, for the 40th, I have friends that live, like Craig, the one I went to the prom with, he lives in Alaska. So I reached out to all these people, and Craig I had been bugging for a year, like every decade. I was like, you gotta come again. I was like, oh yeah, I promise. He's like, I promise to go to the 40th. So like 4 months before the reunion, I'm on the phone going, oh, you promised, And so he actually flew from Alaska. I had another friend, Karen Amerso, fly from Colorado.
Wow.
I had people coming from Florida, up in Georgia, and stuff. So I had a bunch of people coming from all over the place.
Did Alaska guy come to the house?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
he was
all right.
there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
all right. It's all coming back to me now.
Yeah.
Nice
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, yeah.
Very nice. I could never get him to move out of Alaska, though. I would like
Really?
to get him to move closer. But
I see you had a big smile on your face. Like, very nice.
very nice
Thinking
guy.
about prom night.
He's
yeah.
so nice. No, he actually came to visit me in Raleigh just recently.
Wow. Yeah, he seemed like really.
Because his brother, Chris lives in Cary. Well, used to. Now he lives in Pittsburgh. But
Yeah,
Oh, Carrie's in North Carolina.
Yeah.
I think Don lived there for a while.
Yeah.
I think he did. Yeah.
Yeah. So now we're going to have the week, and then Lori's obsessed with taking over my dogs.
we're going to be best friends. They don't know it yet.
Ludo's not so sure about you.
Yeah, I was
Apparently-
shocked to see that.
They're pretty sure
See-
they're not going to be my best friend, but
Ludo plays a little hard to get.
Does he normally do that?
He did with me the feast. I was actually talking to Lori about it a little bit this morning, but I don't know if I finished. But when Ludo, as you guys know, he was a boarder of mine. Like whenever their family went on vacation, I would have Ludo. And one of the reasons why I just really loved Ludo is he's not annoyingly needy at all. Like he's just gorgeous and stands alone, and he's not like pet me. Like if you want to pet him, he's really happy to see you, but he doesn't annoy you. So it's funny because I didn't notice it at the time, but as the times that I watched him went on, he got he would just start to lean against me, but his face was not looking at me at all, and he would just kind of push in, and it started like that, and I just liked him from the beginning, so he was fine by me. But Lori's trying to say hi to him yesterday, and he sees her coming, so he's leaning up against me, and she's like, Ludo, and Ludo actually goes,
and looks the other way, like like little kids when they're at that stage.
Yeah.
Like, if
Yeah.
I can't see you, you can't see me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Oh, that's funny.
yeah.
so he's
And he
looking
went-
towards the back of
He's like, I'm just going to look this way until you stop talking about my name. So it'll be a fun week seeing. Well, let's see what it's going to be like a complete week from now. Like,
we're
Yeah,
gonna
he's going to be crying when you leave.
we're
yeah.
gonna be BFFs.
All right, spell controversy. See?
CONTR. Oh, this is tough when it gets to the V part. Is there a V? VER. S?
Start from the beginning again.
No, I had all that right. S. Does it end in an I? Or an
Spell
E?
controversy.
An E?
CONTRVERSY.
E? Oh, yeah, I wasn't even close. Yeah.
You were too close.
No.
You were close.
I was
Close,
like,
but not right.
I was like, does it end in an
except
E
for
or an
the-
I?
Is there
E or
a
an
V?
I?
Controversy. There's not a lot of letters that you
Words
can
can
make.
be tricky.
Like you can take a K and a CH and it could sound it, but there's no other letter that sounds like a V.
Spell deficiency. Out loud.
I have to spell it first. DEF. Tell me if I'm going wrong. FIN. Say it again.
What? Deficiency. What the? You're supposed to beat her, not help her.
CIE.
No, she'll totally beat me. I can't. I remember one time.
Mom couldn't spell either, so.
So all these people that we were talking about, like Craig and stuff, and like all these guys, we all grew up in the United Methodist Church as a kid, and I don't know if any of you people are United Methodist, but it's definitely religion light. It's like
Well, yeah, especially since the most I've heard about this place is how many boys you made out with.
I won
Did you do that
I
too?
won the make out award. I was the best maker outer.
The best maker outer.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, we just did trips.
Was it a plaque?
No, I didn't get a plaque. Just, people would be like,
Just a paper and a
no,
frame?
it was just a vote. But so what was I going to say? Oh crap! So one day the minister's over our house, and he's like Benson. So he was like, I don't know, when
Robert
you're at
Guillaume?
nope.
Oh.
We just recently saw him in a movie. What did we see him in?
Yeah, there was some movie he was in.
We were watching it with Zach.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was.
But anyway, so the minister was like, I don't know, in his 50s, probably, you think? But I was doing my homework. He's like, oh, wow, are you doing your homework? So I call out to you. You're in your room, like, Lori! Lori! Like, how do you spell, whatever the word, deficiency? So he's like, oh, he's like, and he spells it, and I just looked at him, I go, Lori? And he couldn't get over that. He was like, how would she not trust me? I'm like, but I just trusted her for my spelling. She was my dictionary.
And now they have spell check.
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh, do you do Wordle?
I used to do it, but
I
then,
still do it pretty much
But then
every
I
day.
found that I was doing the same exact thing over and over again. I was using the same,
Yeah.
letters.
Yeah.
Trying the same letters, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. So
Yeah. Are you still going to quiz me on words?
Yes.
Why? I'm awful.
All right, last one. Extraordinary.
Wait. EXTRAD. Extraord.
Stop it.
DINARY. She's going like
I
this.
know. That's why I said stop it.
Extraordinary. Oh, is that a Y? Y.
YMCA.
talking to recently that never did
that didn't know how to do that song. It was a youngin.
Oh, was it LaRocca?
Courtney.
Oh, it was Courtney.
Yeah.
She
She's like
never-
18. She's like, she saw us like doing it, or she was like, "What are you people doing?" I'm like,
Scared her.
Courtney, were you homeschooled? Do you have a lot of homeschooling in North Carolina?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
I
is it
thought.
really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's why when I first moved there and people started talking about homeschooling,
You moved back.
my kids weren't in school yet, right?
Right.
And I couldn't wait until they made the cutoff, right? And that was the worst thing because Matt was born October 22nd. And so I went to register him because in New York he would have made it, right?
Yeah.
And
It's different. I didn't know that it was different.
Yeah.
Every state's different. I didn't know that till I moved from Massachusetts here.
Yeah. So they said, well, when's his birthday? I said, October 22nd. And they said, oh, he can't go. I said, what? Are you kidding me? And I said, what's the cutoff date? It was October 16th.
Oh, goodness.
So I was like, who made up this rule? Did somebody just take a dart and throw it out a
Right.
calendar?
Right,
And
It's
pick
not
a
even
day.
the 15th. It's the
no,
16th.
it's 16th.
Right.
And so
It's
and
not
now
even like halfway through
now it's
October.
actually changing. It changes all the time, you know. I mean, and I can it makes sense if it's before school starts or by the end of the year, but
Right.
October 16th, that's
That
ridiculous.
is a weird day.
Because that's why I said, I go, who's to say that someone born October 16th is ready to go to school and someone
Yeah.
on the 22nd,
Oh, no, that's a big difference.
Yeah,
They can learn a lot in
you
those
won't
6
be able to
days.
spell deficiency.
Well, speaking of Matt, are you the MMA career? Is that he's retired now?
Yeah,
Is that official?
He's married, so, you know. he's
You can't go
She,
get
she laid down the law. So
beat
that's
up
it?
anymore.
yeah, so he,
Are you happy about? You must be happy.
I am
about
happy
that.
about that.
Yeah, yeah. We watched.
I don't even want to see like my kid play football, much less get beat up.
We watched a few of them,
Yeah.
but there was one in particular. Oh, I think it was the first one back
Yeah.
where.
Well,
it
the
was,
last one that he got knocked out, that
Oh,
was actually
he actually
won.
His coach actually complained about that.
Right.
Because
you
it
guys
was
were
a-
there for that one,
Yeah,
right?
it was an illegal because you're not allowed to when somebody's hand is down, you're not allowed to hit him in the face, and he was down, and the guy kicked him. And
Right.
so he should have
should've-
been disqualified.
Right.
And Matt should have won, and so he was knocked out. But then but it was the guy who he was fighting. It was his home. It was home arena or whatever,
Right.
and his friends were the the refs and stuff like that, and so it was ridiculous. But
Yeah, that whole thing. Remember, we were doing a lot of complaining about that particular event. I don't remember why.
Yeah.
There seemed to be a lot of weird
Yeah, it
things
was-
going
definitely
on.
weird.
Where
It was
was that? That
Virginia.
was Virginia. Okay, and that was his last fight.
yeah,
Okay, yeah. So you're thrilled. You're glad
yes, I
that's
am very.
because for his age, that's old for
Yes.
MMA. So
Mhm.
he's what 38, 30.
He'll be 37,
37,
in
okay.
October, so
Okay.
he's old. He wanted to go pro. He went pro, and that was his goal. And so, I'm happy he did it. And now he's old married, old
Married
for
guy.
it.
What was his? So what was it? Do you know his record?
Like total record.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, even amateur.
Well,
I don't know, yeah,
or maybe
he's-
just the pro. Do you know the pro record? Maybe.
I don't think he won a pro. I think.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, he
okay.
was already 36 when he came back and started.
Oh,
so-
and that was his first pro. I didn't know when he started pro.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, we
So-
saw. We saw what 2 or 3 on
His
TV.
amateur was he was like 24, 23, stuff like that, and so
Mm.
and he was I think he was, and he would take any fight like anything.
Oh, that was the last one too, wasn't it? A short notice, or maybe that was another one. Wasn't
Well,
there
one of them it was a short notice, and they asked him to take it, and he said because normally he fights at 135, and the guy said, well, you know, like he's 145. And so Matt was like, all right, I'll take it. 135, 145, not that big a deal.
And the guy's a giant.
And the guy came in
Right.
at 155.
Oh wow! Well, plus he was a lot taller.
Yeah, he was a
right?
lot taller.
And
Yeah,
so-
Matt's not a tall guy, right?
No, he's 5'4".
Okay.
5'5",
So that
something
with
like
that weight
yeah.
and that height, that is a big
Yeah.
difference.
And the guy
Oh, man.
apologized. He's like, they should have
I'm
never
sorry,
told you.
I'm so fat.
No, he said he said they should have never told you I was 145.
Should have eaten
'cause
that
he
burger.
never was 145. They just wanted a fight for him.
Sure,
And
sure.
so,
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. How tall was Dad?
5'8". Well, he had to be 5'8".
Why?
to make the police force back then.
Do you think he was? Or
I
did he
think
do like
cheated a
the
little
Don
bit.
Knotts?
I think he put some lifts in his shoes and
Really?
yeah, and he also didn't make the weight thing, so he, was trying. He had stuff in his pockets and
Wow. Oh, that's funny. You don't think he was 5'8"? No, you know what? You're
No,
probably
he
right.
seemed pretty short to me. And
he was
Kevin's
like
only.
he was probably like 5'7", 5'7" and a half, something.
I would
like
say
that.
5'7", and
Yeah.
Kevin, like Sam's 5'10" and a half.
No way. He's got to be
5'10".
6.
Who?
Yeah.
Sam?
Sam, yeah,
Yeah, I think he's taller.
5'10".
He,
I'm
Taller?
5'10". He's taller
I
than
think
me.
He's a little taller than you?
At least 6 feet.
I don't
If
think he's
not
6
taller.
feet,
Well,
and
then
we
he
measure
just
him all the
comes
time.
close, though.
We have
He
to
must.
put you on the wall. Stephanie's on the wall.
Is she really?
Yeah. But Kevin, I think he just looks tall. I think he's only like 5'9", and I think it's just because his hair's tall.
See,
and his
there you
head's
go.
so
Back to the
big.
80s. See that? Big
Yeah,
hair.
big hair.
He's got a big head.
Who told him that again?
Oh yeah, poor Kevin. Because he does. I mean, he doesn't like when you look at him. He doesn't look homely or anything. He just has like
Was
a
it a
good.
doctor? Oh, it was a barber.
So his barber's from Russia,
Oh my god.
and they don't like. I mean, they have like there was vodka everywhere, but he was like a really good barber in like Massapequa, and he actually doesn't work there anymore. And we think he was in like some type of mob or something.
KGB.
I do. I really do. But so he's just working on Kevin's hair, and he goes, I'm gonna leave it a little longer here because your head is so big. and Kevin doesn't want to.
So that's all
and
that was like 2 years ago. We're still saying it.
so I'm sitting behind and I hear it, and I see Kevin go. And that's what was so funny to me is like,
So should I go home and like look at his hair?
yeah,
Like,
please. So for like 3 or 4 seconds, I could just see Kevin in the mirror like this. And that's what was making me laugh. And then all of a sudden he caught my eye. He's like, and then of course I tell Tony. So like before we even get home, there's a picture of Kevin with like me, Sam, Kevin, and he made Kevin's head like totally that big, and everyone else like that big.
And it came out more perfect than I ever expected it to. And it was like, oh, I can't wait to show him this thing. And it's still hanging up upstairs.
Yeah.
It's great. Fremda says, when I moved to New York, my therapist told me I was not in the right state. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, we said not to read from her anymore.
Well, see, get as bossy as you want. I'm rebelling against your bossy ways. I don't like going to the barber. They always talk behind my back.
Stop
See
it.
that? Fremda, I
Stop
read
it.
one and
Don't.
then you just get greedy.
Stop it.
Son of a bitch.
Stop it.
All right, are we done?
Yeah.
All right. All right, guys, we're out of here. Thanks for hanging out with us today.
Thanks for coming in, Laura.
Absolutely. This was fun.
I couldn't wait to get in here.
I couldn't wait to be told to be forced to
I
do
had
this
to
show.
sit in this chair.
I'm like, can you sit over there? She's like, no, I don't think
do
that'll be, no.
Today is Thursday, so there's nothing on tonight, right?
Nope.
All right, we'll be back. Are you coming in tomorrow?
No. I'm going to play with Lori all day.
Andy and I will be here tomorrow with the Johnny Mac Band. They're going to play. They're going to jam with us. It's going to be fun.
Come Saturday.
That's right. Come
Yeah.
Saturday to Jones Beach. Lori will be there. Sallie will be there. We're going to have some friends with us.
this it?
I think Don Sill will be on stage with me. I'm not sure. It's a possibility. This Saturday at Jones Beach, we're giving out free passes to the club. We're giving out some pens, some air fresheners. And it's a Beatles band. Beyond Fab will be jamming Saturday night at Jones Beach. Fat Jay is the comedian that's going to be performing before the band. So he'll probably start around 7:30, maybe a few minutes after, and the band will start around 8 o'clock. It's going to be a lot of fun. The following Friday, August 19th, the Grateful Dead tribute band Half Step will be joining us on the beach. I don't know who the comedian is yet. Either way, it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have more passes and prizes. Friday, August 26th, we'll be back there at the beach. There will be a Fleetwood Mac band playing with a Tom Petty band opening, plus a comedian. So that's going to be a fun night. And, of course, we'll have passes. We'll be hanging out. And then our last show, which I think might be the last show completely at the beach, Sunday, August 28th, Captain Jack, a Billy Joel band. Those guys are good. They're going to be hanging out with us as well. So, again, we'll be giving out passes to the club and hanging out. It'll be very, very cool. Again, please like and share the show. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that thumbs up and copy and share the link everywhere in all your social media pages. And if you'd like to have your own podcast, you want to do your own thing, or you need to record some kind of video or audio, contact us on our Facebook page, Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, and we'll hook you up right here in this great studio of ours, which is located inside the legendary Governor's Comedy Club, where this weekend James Mattern will be performing in the club Friday and Saturday. He's great. In the Giggle Room on Friday, Dennis Rooney, who's also very great. He'll be
like a fun room.
The Giggle Room. It's like you expect to be tickled or something when you walk in. Dennis Rooney, Friday night. There's a late show Friday night, the Knights of Rocco, with Jeff Bosey, Billy Guy, and a bunch of other great comedians. That's all Friday night. Saturday night in the Giggle Room, the Olga Namer birthday show. That's the first show, and then Peaches Rodriguez is doing the late show. All happening in the Giggle Room. McGuire's in Bohemia this weekend. The one and only Anthony Rodia will be there. There's still a handful of tickets left. And, of course, you got the Brokerage in Belmore. And on our show here, don't forget, we have the Johnny Mac Band tomorrow. We have Linda Marcus Smith on Monday. Go to govs.com and make some check out the full schedule to the clubs and make your reservations. And also, don't forget, October 28th, is it? Why am I having a brain fart? Yes, October 28th. Don't forget, in the Giggle Room, come giggle with me and Sallie and the rest of Knockem Dead Comedy. We're performing our 80s themed murder mystery just in time for Halloween. So what's more fun at Halloween than a murder? There'll be a costume contest. There'll be music. There'll be lots of laughs, and, of course, a murder that you guys get to solve. So go to govs.com and get your tickets. And go to knockemdeadcomedy.com and check out our full schedule of what we got going on. We got a bunch of shows lined up for the fall. So come have some fun with us. Is that everything? Don't forget, next Thursday. Yes, next Thursday at 3 p.m., Sallie and I will be talking to Elio Pace. Mm-hmm. He's got a new album coming out on the 19th, which you could pre-order now at eliopace.com. It's a new live album. Next Thursday at 3 p.m. All right, and I believe that's everything. So we're out. Again, Andy and I will see you tomorrow with the Johnny Mac Band. Thank you, Lori. Nice having you here. This was fun. And enjoy the rest of your Thursday.
Ken.
We'll see you later.